Hey everybody, welcome back. Wayne here. This week I want to talk about how to survive the holidays, especially if you're dealing with infidelity. You know, the song goes, it's the most wonderful time of the year, but I know for many of you, dealing with infidelity, no matter where you are in the journey and in the process, it's probably far from the most wonderful time of the year, at least this year. I hope at least this year, and I hope by next year, you've done a lot of work and you've seen a lot of progress in yourself and in your spouse. And hopefully by next year, it begins to look a little bit different. You know, of all the days in the year, there's nothing that symbolizes like family togetherness more than Thanksgiving and Christmas. And if dealing with a pandemic since March and the spikes in cases in every corner of the country right now, and if you and your mate are still close to initial discovery or disclosure of infidelity, the reminders can be overwhelming and excruciating at times. And then all that combined, and no time in recent history highlights the distance of a ruptured relationship more than this 2020 holiday season. And even if it's been a while from the initial D-Day, these painful emotions can still continue to surface. And unfortunately, feelings like anger and fear, anxiety, isolation, loneliness can seem to magically materialize with lightning quick speed during these holidays. And it can be really rough. The good news is this season doesn't have to be a disaster in waiting. If you're making progress, and probably most of you are, it might be these little baby steps, but choosing to go slow and feel everything, feel your emotions, follow a good recovery approach, and seek to maintain the right perspective can really go a long way and help you. And here are several suggestions that we at A Fair Recovery have come up with over the years to help you survive the holidays. First is don't put unreasonable pressure on yourself to be happy and carefree during the holidays. It just won't work. When you have legitimate reasons for being happy, acknowledge them without feeling guilty. Be gentle with yourself and your spouse in those moments when, in fact, that happiness evades you or is really hard to find. You may find that your mood improves when you're in the company of special friends or people that get you, people that have been through this process in the past, especially those that really accept the full range of emotions that you may be feeling. And they don't put pressure on you to be someone that you're not or where you're not. Try to seek out those people who make you feel better and avoid people who contribute to your depression or melancholy and force you through exhausting efforts to perform or pretend that everything is okay, so really that they will be okay. And I would say also make an effort to be more physically active if you can. Go for a walk in the sunshine in the morning to self-soothe. Do some yoga. You know, I'm a big fan of that. All that can do wonders. Physical activity is one of the best ways to make yourself feel better. It'll help you sleep better usually too. Take a walk, go to the gym, get into nature, even take on a project that calls for some physical activity. And many people regain this confidence that they once had when they set one or two specific, attainable, manageable goals every day. Even as simple as cleaning out your sock drawer or writing a letter. The satisfaction that we can get from completing these tasks adds to the sense of well-being and satisfaction and self-respect. There's a U.S. Navy Admiral McRaven, and he spoke at the University of Texas 2014 commencement address. And he says that if you want to change the world, you got to start by making your bed, this simple little task. He wrote a book about it later, and he said that starting with small, doable things goes a really long way in your day. I'd also say watch your intake of alcohol. A few drinks may make you feel temporarily good or euphoric, but I want you to remember that overall alcohol is a depressant, and it often ends up making you feel much worse than you did before. Also, have a short discussion with your spouse before any of your holiday gatherings or trips, and begin to assess what triggers each of you may have. Come up with a list and the ways that these challenges might arise, and talk to each other about how you can help each other. And if and when they do arise, you'll both be better prepared for them and can diffuse much of the anger or frustration or shock even of the impact. And I would say if you're having trouble sleeping, or if you've lost your appetite and are continuing to have these intrusive thoughts or thoughts of hopelessness and despair, I really want to encourage you to seek professional help. That really might be one of the most wise things you can do and a gift that you can give yourself. And don't set too high expectations for yourself. If you wish things to stay the same, you're gonna probably be disappointed. Be open to doing things a little differently this year, and undertake only what each family member in your immediate family can handle comfortably. It is really, really okay to say no, especially to things that are too hard or don't give you a sense of life or satisfaction or connection with other people. If it's just the things that feel like a chore or that you have to do, it is really, really okay to say no. Another thing I would say is that keep in mind the feelings of your younger children and some of your other family members. But also in that, remember that when you're dealing with adults, you can care about other people's feelings, but you are totally not responsible for them. You have a great responsibility to your children, though. Do only the things that are special and important to you and to your immediate family. This way you won't exhaust yourself. Just do the best you can and give yourself grace for what you can't do. And once you've made up your mind on the decisions that you and your spouse and your family are going to play during the holidays, let other relatives and family members know. That way they can set expectations accordingly. And I want you to remember that time spent alone can be the best gift you can give yourself and be very rewarding. And then ask for and enlist help from those people around you who know you're struggling. And then keep in mind that it's just one day on the calendar. It's a big day, but it's one day. And it only has the importance that we give it. And the more emphasis we give it as a special day, the greater likelihood that you will be hurt or disappointed. And then stop comparing this holiday to those before D-Day. It puts this unfair pressure on you to be okay. And the fact is, everything is different this year. If you're new to recovery, it's different in a really painful way, probably. If you're a little further out, hopefully it's different than it was last year and much better in ways. Either way, the comparison won't help you. Take the day as it is and as it comes. One of the unfaithful spouses on the Affair Recovery Forum said this a while back. And know that we usually think of the subject of the holidays in terms of how hard it is for the one that was betrayed. And he says, I think that is certainly important, that we never ever forget that. But he also says, I just want to note that from my perspective, as a regretful betrayer, the holidays serve as a reminder for me too, and that I risked almost losing everything. And that wonderful gift of forgiveness and reconciliation is both from God and my beautiful wife, he says. And during Christmas, he's especially thankful for the gift of grace. I think that's really profound. So I hope you found that some of these suggestions are useful, and these ideas can help you navigate your way through it. Honestly, I'd really love to hear from all of you if you have any other ideas or suggestions that can help people through the holidays. I'd love for you to share those in the comment sections. We'd really love to hear that. I hope that this season is full of hope and new beginnings for all of you. And if you're looking for a new beginning, a new journey of hope and healing and reconciliation, I recommend you considering the EMS weekend. You get a clear, direct roadmap and compassion for both partners in the marriage, no matter which role you find yourself in at this time. We've been doing these weekends virtually since March, and they're going really well. It's not perfect, but boy, it's close. And I just want you to remember that all of us at Affair Recovery wish you a Merry Christmas and a joyful holiday season. Know that we love you, we pray for you, we're constantly thinking of you. And so thanks for joining me, and I'll be back again next week. Stay healthy and stay safe, and I'll see you soon.